The 2024 NBA Finals is here, and the storylines are up and running. The Kyrie Irving-Celtics drama, the duo battle between Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Jayson Tatum, and Jaylen Brown. Even the Porzingis and Mavericks reunion is making headlines. There are just too many narratives and angles for this final. However, one among the many that NBA fans and media are raging about is between two NBA superstars. Who deserves the NBA title, Luka Doncic or Jayson Tatum? If you've been following this year's playoffs, you'll know that Luka and Tatum are on a historic run. In fact, not just the playoffs, the entire season has seen both superstars take their claims as the face of the league. On their run to the finals, both stars became the fifth and sixth players in NBA history to lead their teams in points, rebounds, and assists while reaching the NBA Finals. They joined the elite company of LeBron James, Jason Kidd, Tim Duncan, and Nikola Jokic. But unfortunately, unlike these stars, one thing separates Luka and Tatum from them: a championship. A ring to solidify their superstar status. Well, if there's one certainty after the 2024 NBA Finals, one of the two stars will win their first NBA championship. But this leaves the question, who deserves it more? I'll tell you this though, if the history of NBA Finals goes by anything, is that it's never been won by who deserves it more. Or else Chris Paul, Charles Barkley, Allen Iverson, and Karl Malone all would be wearing a ring. Nevertheless, given how far Luka and Tatum have come, one of these stars surely deserves a ring, an NBA ring to their name. So, is it Luka Doncic or Jayson Tatum?
Dallas's defense again has been solid this year. Dončić has been terrific. Not Tatum. All kidding aside, well, how do the Mavericks respond to this? There's still 7 minutes left in the third.
Mike, we were talking about the defense of Jayson Tatum in the first half. Looks like Luka has a step.
This season, both stars finished in the top 5 in the MVP rankings, with Luka averaging nearly a triple-double with 33.9 points on 48.7% shooting, 9.2 rebounds, and 9.8 assists per game, while Jayson Tatum averaged 26.9 points on 47.1% shooting, 8.1 rebounds, and 4.9 assists. In the 2023-24 NBA season, Luka Doncic joined LeBron James as the only two players in NFL history to reach 10,000 points, 3,000 rebounds, and 3,000 assists before turning 25, while Jayson Tatum became the youngest player in Celtics history to reach 10,000 career points at 25 years and 246 days. Both superstars earned their 5th All-Star selections, and while Jayson Tatum was named to his 3rd All-NBA First Team this season, Luka Doncic was selected to his 5th All-NBA First Team, joining Kevin Durant and Tim Duncan as the only players with 5 All-NBA First Team selections before their 26th birthday, and also joined Larry Bird, George Gervin, and Duncan as the only players to earn 5 or more All-NBA First Team selections within their first 6 seasons since the ABA-NBA merger. There are just too many historical runs that both stars had in the regular season, and as many would expect, they didn't stop there, because on their way to the final, Luka averaged 28.8 points, 8.8 assists, and 9.6 rebounds, while Jayson Tatum averaged 26 points, 10.4 rebounds, and 5.9 assists per game. These numbers are superstar numbers, and unsurprisingly, they've been cooking the league for years, so much that they were already getting compared to legendary NBA Hall of Famers before now. According to Jason Kidd, Luka is better than Dirk, and is in the same league as Michael Jordan, LeBron, and Kobe Bryant. Jay Williams and Allen Iverson believe Jayson Tatum reminds them a lot of Kobe Bryant. Kevin Durant, who has played against both stars, had this to say about Luka Doncic.
But look, I want to know about Luka. What's it like guarding him?
He's just so smooth with it. Like, I just love his game. I love his game. At first, I didn't when he first came into the league, because I'm like, all it is step back threes, and they be short as hell. He was shooting like 27%, 30% from the three-point line early on. But playing against him one time, they be just like about 40 when I was with Golden State. And he was controlling every possession. I was like, yeah, he nice. And he expanded his game. Like, you tell you're a fast learner too. Like, he probably watch a fucking MJ move and just go do it in the game the next night. Like, I feel like he's one of those type of players.
And had this to say about Jayson Tatum.
Played against, and when I had conversations with my friends, I'm like, I had series against Kobe, LeBron, Tim Duncan, the Memphis Grizzlies. Like, Jayson Tatum is in that conversation now because he's that elite level of player already at 23, and I'm like, all right, I can see where this going. You know what I'm saying? So it was an honor.
LeBron James, who has also played against both stars, said when describing Luka,
"What makes Luka special? I know you recently said he was your favorite player."
His size.
It's gigantic.
I mean, he's gigantic. He's 6'8", 6'8" point guard. He's 225 pounds.
Jeez.
He has the ball on the string, and more importantly, his vision. That's why I love his vision. He can control a game. He doesn't even have to shoot. He'll walk the ball up the court 10 straight times and get to his spot every single time. Just because of his pace. He knows when he comes off a pick and roll, if they're hard showing or if they hedging or if they dropping the pick and roll, he know I can turn the corner because I got this shoulder. And I know the third line of defense, when I get there, if I just slow down, use my pivots, not even jump, just the Euro 1, 2, this guy's flying by. He's flying by every time. It's the mind.
And he had this to say after facing a rookie Jayson Tatum for the first time in the Eastern Conference Final.
And with Jayson, I just love everything about the kid. The way he plays the game, his demeanor, where he come from. I know his parents, and I just know he's just built for stardom. He's built for success, man. And that's both on and off the floor. So, two guys right there that, Boston are very.
Steph Curry described Jayson Tatum as a supreme talent.
That's tough. He's super tough, man. He's you can tell the game was slowed down for him, just in the way he picks and chooses his spots and how he kind of manages the game. He's shooting the ball a lot better from the perimeter, but when that game slows down, I don't know if it's 4 or 5 years in, whatever he is, that's when you become lethal. With your skill set, his size, their system features him. So he's a supreme talent.
And described Luka Doncic as an offensive nightmare.
I mean, his size and his ball handling skills keep you on the edge the whole game just because that plus, being a 3-level scorer, you have to kind of worry about everything. You don't want to get his step back threes going, so you got to press up on him, but he's shifty and got a great handle, so he can use his leverage to get by you, and then obviously his core vision's unreal, so he's kind of the offensive package of being just a playmaker and a scorer. And when he's knocking down shots like he did tonight, it's tough.
Paul Pierce once called Luka Doncic in his second year in the league the most talented player in the NBA.
From this kid, clearly he's special. He's a talent. He's probably to me, he is the most talented player in the NBA today. And the lights are never too bright.
And called Jayson Tatum the best American-born player in the league.
Right now, the best American in the league is Jayson Tatum. And this is not, right now. I mean, you look at his growth, you see what he's done over the past couple years. He's been first team All-NBA. He hit you with the 55 in the All-Star, hit you with another 50 Game 7 versus Philly. And I'm just looking around. I think he's past KD. I think he's past LeBron. I mean, today,
However, as much as they've earned several praises, they've also been heavily criticized. As one of the league's best players, Luka and Tatum have undoubtedly been unfairly criticized by fans and the media, with much of this criticism centered around their ability to lead their team to a championship. Luka Doncic has for years been getting heavily criticized for his lack of defensive contribution and even his weight. Back in 2021, Hall of Famer Reggie Miller called out Luka Doncic for his weight when he said, "Right now, I see Luka Doncic heavier than ever. I know he's had a long summer with the Olympics, but look at how he's running up and down. He's not really running. He's a superstar, but he could be a lot better, and he will get better. To me, he's got to get leaner and better on defense." Luka Doncic has faced criticism for failing to win with the supporting cast, like Kristaps Porzingis and Jalen Brunson. Some reports and fans even conceded that his partnership with Kyrie was doomed from the start. In fact, for someone who averaged the second most points per game, plus rebounds per game, plus assists per game of all time, the disrespect for him this season was the loudest.
Your honest assessment, who do you think's going to win? If you had to say right now, who do you think's going to win?
I think they'll give it to Jokic. I would vote for Shea. I have a vote. I would vote for Shea. Jokic would probably be number 2. I got to admit to you, it's a battle for number 3 between Anthony Edwards and Jalen Brunson.
Hold up. You just left Luka. Hold on. You left Luka.
But upon reflection, I definitely thought that Jalen Brunson deserved to be first team. Believe it or not, even
Jayson Tatum hasn't been any different. The Celtics forward has had his own fair share of criticism and disrespect. Questions on if he could lead the Celtics have been asked, same as if he's even a superstar.
Jayson Tatum, for players that qualify, he's been one of the worst in his tier in the NBA.
Maybe Tatum can change it if they somehow got over the hump and won it this year. I don't see them doing that. But yeah, Edwards has surpassed. And let's face it, before the off-the-court problems, Ja Morant.
You know what? I'm so over Jayson Tatum. First of all, no one called them a super team, okay? No one expect them to win every game in the playoffs. I understand that. We understand that. But damn it, we expect you to perform and compete at home. We're talking about the team who had the best home record in the regular season. And here's the thing, right? All postseason, we've been screaming Jalen Brunson name. We've been screaming Anthony Edwards name. We've been screaming Luka name, Tyrese Maxey. He arrived in the postseason. When is Jayson Tatum going to arrive? Or does he have that dog in him to arrive? Damn it, you got smacked by 20 plus at the crib with a team who, I believe the Cavs, yeah, they have a good squad, but they still missing a key piece in Jared Allen. You have enough. Now, you're going to lose games, but at the end of the day, this is my thing with Jayson Tatum. He talked about this in interviews. He talked about how he couldn't wait for this moment, how nothing in the regular season mattered to him. He just couldn't wait to get to the postseason. Well, damn it, is here. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? You gonna stand on business or you gonna fold like?
For many, both superstars have been heavily disrespected, and only an NBA title can put a stop to that. They must both overcome the obstacle of having to get a championship parade to shatter perceptions. Just like Giannis Antetokounmpo, a two-time MVP did when he finished the Milwaukee Bucks' 2021 championship run with a 50-point performance. Or as Nikola Jokic, who was also a two-time MVP at the time, when he put up 10 triple-doubles during the Denver Nuggets championship run. However, unlike Giannis and Jokic, Luka and Tatum are being completely ignored in any MVP talks unless they win a ring. And as Jayson Tatum said recently, the upcoming NBA Finals is a chance at redemption. It's a lot that myself and we can learn from that experience being in the finals. And this time, this go-around is a lot different. Obviously, we've been there before. We came up short, and a great opportunity to make it to the finals again. You don't always get a second chance. So really, just looking at it as a second chance and trying to simplify things as much as we can, Tatum said. Unlike Luka, Tatum has been to the NBA Finals before. At 26 years old, the Boston Celtics forward has made 5 Eastern Conference Finals trips, including 3 straight appearances. And this much success at a young age has seen the media pile on him for not winning a title yet, despite having an incredible team. But as LeBron James said, Tatum has been a victim of his own success.
Well, and we look at Tatum, he's 25 years old. He's 25 years old, and I believe he's been to the conference finals 4 times. Been to obviously the NBA Finals once. He's 25. I didn't win my first one until I was 28. I think Joker won his first one at 27. I think MJ was 28 as well.
Kobe without Shaq was around.
Yeah. So
Steph was.
Yeah. So I think we have a. We have a lot of expectations on JT, but he's experienced a lot of winning in his career so far. And obviously, we everyone wants to see him get over the hump, but 4 conference finals in a finals appearance before the age of.
But does any of it mean that Jayson Tatum deserves a championship? Well, I leave you all to decide in the comments section. However, one thing I'm sure many would agree on is that Jayson Tatum has a luxury that Luka Doncic does not. The Celtics forward in this playoff has dropped a Hall of Very Good performance compared to Luka's Hall of Fame performance. If there's a takeaway from this playoff, it's that Tatum, unlike Luka, doesn't have to be the best player on the Celtics team for the Eastern Conference team to win. Too many other guys on his team have proven to be just as impactful, if not more impactful. Is it Jaylen Brown, Derek White, or Drew Holiday? So far in the playoffs, the Celtics team had 5 players averaging at least 12 points per game, and the contribution can come from any player on any given night. Aside from that, Tatum's impressive stats have been below par in clutch. In the fourth quarter of this playoff, Jayson Tatum is averaging 5.2 points on 40.4% shooting, 2 rebounds, and 1.2 assists, while Luka Doncic, in just the fourth quarter of this playoff, is averaging 6.5 points on 50% shooting, 2.6 assists, and 2.2 rebounds. Luka in this playoff run is leading the league in total points, rebounds, assists, steals, minutes played, and field goals. The point guard is in a league of his own and has been proving doubters wrong. The argument that he isn't contributing to the defense has also died fast. In these playoffs, Luka Doncic, as a primary defender, is allowing just 44% field goal, and in ISO defense, he's allowing only 0.71 points per possession on 32% field goal percentage. Compared to Jayson Tatum, Luka has surprisingly proven to be a better defender. In these playoffs, with Jayson Tatum as a primary defender, his opponents have a 51% field goal, and in isolation defense, he's allowing 1.31 points per possession on a 64% field goal. So Luka is more clutch, a better defender so far in these playoffs, and a better player in total. But regardless, the 2024 NBA Finals is sure to be a battle for the ages. Two superstars fighting for their first championship, two young stars competing for the Finals MVP. One quick fact though, should Luka Doncic win the final MVP, he would be the 7th and youngest foreign-born player to do so after Hakeem Olajuwon, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Dirk Nowitzki, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Nikola Jokic. And should Jayson Tatum win it, he would be the 6th Celtics player in history to have won an NBA Finals MVP, after Larry Bird, John Havlicek, JoJo White, Paul Pierce, and Cedric Maxwell. There's just so much to fight for in this NBA Final, so much so that the question of who deserves it can only be answered by who wins it in the end. Or do you disagree? Who do you think deserves it more, Luka Doncic or Jayson Tatum? Who do you think is going to win the Finals MVP? Let me know what you think in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this video, the next video on your screen is worth your time.